one more faculty rotation. It's from Dr. Amber Clemens, and she did send me a summary. So let's see. These are the one. I think it's on the one. It's actually at the bottom of this handout that we have up right now. So we're going to talk a little bit about the non-AU rotations. At the bottom of that chart or table, all the non-AU rotated preceptors that sent me a description of the rotation, which I asked for, I put at the end. So hopefully that'll give you a little bit more information about them. But if you go down to the very bottom, the last one is a summary of Dr. Clemens' rotation. I'm not going to read it to you, but she basically sent that to me and said, you know, this is what I want people to know about my rotation. So you guys can look at that. And if you have any questions, just get back with her. Okay, so now let's talk a little bit about the non-AU rotation. I'll put this here. Can you guys hear it? I don't know. I think there's a lot of static if I hold it. Is that okay? Can you hear me in Athens?
We can still hear you.
Okay, good. Okay, does anyone have any general questions about the non-AU rotation? So you are going to have the opportunity to do rotations at 4 or 5 other hospitals. So you have the VA hospital. There's 2 VAs, the one right next door to us, and then the Uptown VA. And I think a lot of the AmCare rotations are at the Uptown VA, which is just maybe a mile or 2 up the road. You also have the opportunity to do rotations at Eisenhower Army Medical Center, so that's a military hospital. You got to get on the military base for that. Always have to allow for some extra time to get on the base. And you can do rotations at University Hospital, which is the big community teaching hospital, or it's not a teaching hospital, but they do have residents sometimes there, but it's basically the county hospital, which is basically across the street from the School of Pharmacy. So we're actually closer to University than we are to AU. So for you guys in Athens, you have 3 of the hospitals right here on either side of the pharmacy school. You have University Hospital right across the street from the pharmacy school, AU and the VA right side by side. So 3 of the hospitals are right here. Does anybody have any questions, general questions about it? Or I'm sorry, I want to make sure this time is for what y'all want to know. Do y'all want me just to kind of highlight some things for y'all? Okay. All right. Under the critical care, we do have one that's super different than all the ones at AU. So at AU, we have the traditional medical ICU, neuro ICU. At Doctors Hospital is the burn unit. It's a nationally known burn unit. We don't do that at AU. We don't do that at any of the other hospitals. So that's probably one of the more unique rotations that we have. It is considered a critical care rotation. If you're interested in the burn unit, you have to pick Lisa Smith. She's the only person who does it. So if you do adult critical care, you probably will not get that rotation. She only offers a couple a year. Her availability is not that much, maybe 2 to 3 rotations a year. So if you want that rotation, put it number 1, put it on your preference sheet and give that to me. Now that we have a bigger crowd, I'm going to reiterate this again. You guys need to print off your preferences. If there's something that's super important to you, you need to handwrite it on there with stars on it and give me a copy of it. I have no guarantee that I can do anything about it, but I do have to make a lot of changes. And if I do have to make a change because you got 4 critical cares and you really wanted something else, I'm going to go down your preference sheet and try to give you the next thing on your list. If I don't have a preference sheet for you, it is not required that you give that to me, but it will just be a random choice. So you may not have wanted to do, we don't have a nuclear rotation, but let's just say you have no interest in nuclear and that's what was available during that spot, that might be what you get. Or you could get a second community. We tend to have enough acute care that probably wouldn't happen, but I would recommend that you print your sheet out and give it to me so I can know. I can't just make just general changes, but if I do need to make a change, I can try to match it up as best I can. I would recommend, as you're ranking things, try to do at least one at one of the hospitals in town that's not AU. You're going to do the majority of your rotations there, but you really need to see something different. There's probably more beds at University Hospital than there are at, we have 500 bed hospital at AU, but we usually run a census in the 300s. It's probably even more at University. So that's a really big, large community hospital, and that's what really more people are going to be practicing in that environment than the academic medical center. So I would recommend that you try to get something away. If you're doing one at the VA, I would try to do two. It's such a chore just getting approved to go to the VA. There's a lot of paperwork that has to happen. So it's probably worth your while to try to do two. And they like that if you're going to do one to try to do two there. Like Dr. Blanchard said, they have lots of options to do. The administration with her would be phenomenal. People love being with her. She is